Hello everyone, Daz, American Civil War and UK History and the Unfiltered Historian, and as you can see everyone's finding as well with me
I'm still here.
And this is the 2022 Emerging Civil War Symposium here at Stevenson's Ridge, and we are actually on the Spotsylvania battlefield. And this morning me and Tyler did actually go and have a look around and walk around some of the earthworks. We did want to do a video, but unfortunately technology let us down.
It did.
We did take some pictures and we'll do some posts. But let's go inside and find out what the ECW Symposium is all about.
That's good because it's a little hot.
Now, I'm going to be a gentleman. I'm going to hold the door for Tyler. There you go, sir.
Such a time.
Now, I wonder who we're going to find inside. So when you come to the symposium, the first thing you're going to do is come to the desk. And, oh look, it's Chris Mackowski.
I just happened to be sitting there.
How the hell did you know we were coming in?
No, wow.
So Chris, talk us through the process of people turning up at the symposium and what they can expect.
So people are literally coming from all over the country, all over the world to visit us here today. And so it's really exciting for us that despite that wide net that we cast, we had people who've come back here. This is our 8th annual conference, and people have come for 8 years, and so it feels a little bit like Old Home Week, where a lot of familiar faces, a lot of friendships that have developed over the years, and then of course people that we have met out at roundtables, and so we get to kind of see them, and so it really feels like a nice reunion gathering as opposed to kind of an impersonal conference. So that's one of the things that I like most about it. One of the things that I also like is just people in their feedback surveys always talk about how accessible folks seem to be. And I think that that's really important too, because we want people to be engaged with their history, we want people to be engaged with these stories, and one way we can do that is helping them be engaged with us. So here at Stevenson Ridge, the property dates, this building dates back to 2011. It was built by my father-in-law as an event center. And initially, he built this around a wood frame chapel that we'll take a look at in a second, but to get there, we have to walk through this set of doors. And he actually had to recut the door frame to accommodate these doors. These doors, once upon a time, belonged to General-in-Chief of the Army, Ulysses S. Grant, who then sold them to his friend, General-in-Chief of the Army, William T. Sherman, once Grant became president of the United States.
No, I'm joking.
I know, sometimes I can't tell people about the Sherman connection because they're a lot sorer about that than they are about Grant. But he had owned a townhouse on Capitol Hill on Northwest I Street that was bought for him by some admirers from New York City. When he ascends to the presidency, he eventually sells that property, and so the doors stayed there in the townhouse when Sherman he's the one who bought the property from Grant. Stayed in there until the 1960s when the townhouse was torn down for Interstate 395. The doors got salvaged, ended up in a church basement for a long time. Daz has a great video on this and we'll get into more detail on, so I'd encourage you to take a look at his website for more history on the doors there.
Yeah, thanks for that.
So then we come inside the main event hall. We call this portion the chapel. And let you just kind of pan the camera around for a second here so you can see. And we've got, lots of event space over here. The area around me is actually built around a wood frame chapel that comes from Quebec. It dates back to the 1700s. Got disassembled, brought across the St. Lawrence River and stacked in someone's barn for a while. My father-in-law made arrangements to bring it down here. He reconstructed the frame of the building and then built the modern building around that wooden frame. What I really like, if we come take a look real close, is you can see the different lives this building once had. For instance, here you can see kind of how these timbers were axe-hewn into pieces of lumber. And so you can see where the axes were used to square these off. Other places you can actually see there had been laths used, so horsehair and lath as a way to put the interior walls on, and then they would have been plasters of light. We have modernized it. We have a lot of weddings in this particular space. The bride will walk right down the middle on top of the buffet table. And then they'll have the wedding down there, and the receptions are usually off to my left here. So the way we have this set up for the Emerging Civil War Symposium is our various authors and historians will get their books set up in this area here.
Over there.
There's some hack named
Oh, who's that guy?
White, Chris White. His stuff. Food will go through here. Used book sales, some of our other authors, and we've got a raffle over here, and then just some emerging Civil War swag. And then if we come into the main section of the building, again, this is kind of where receptions will be. We have high school proms in here, big dances, that sort of thing. Bar service, which is always important. The best history happens with a beer in your hand. That's right. So, or even better, a beer and a cigar. And I think that's one of the approaches we have with What If, which is our topic this year. Is it's one of those things that you're having a couple beers with your buddies, smoking some cigars, and you're just like, well, what if this had happened? Well, and you start doing this armchair gentleman. And it's fun. It's an opportunity to just kind of BS a little bit, not take things too seriously, and just kind of have a good time, kind of refighting the war a little bit in a way that I think all of us like to do when we're relaxing about it.
The one that's been covered this weekend is everyone's, one that everyone always asks, and that is Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson, yeah, his death is kind of like the great granddaddy of all.
Yeah, that's the one.
What ifs. And,
what if he had a lightsaber? What if he comes on a unicorn and wins the Battle of Gettysburg and all that stuff? But it's not going to be like that.
Riding a rainbow. And I call some of that stuff lost cause porn. Because it's really like the lost causes who really get into it. We want Jackson to live so that he can storm through Gettysburg and conquer Washington, become the next president of the United States, and do a world tour, preventing the Titanic from sinking. That's awesome. The way they want to get. See, I know.
I like that, yeah.
So we're not getting into any of that kind of nonsense at all. Robert E. Lee does not get AK-47s.
Oh, no Harry Turner though?
No Harry Turner.
Man.
Yeah. So that's a quick rundown.
Yeah, there you go. It's all set up, ready to go. The speakers will obviously speak over there, and there we go. And that is the symposium. So anyway, if you do like what you're seeing and you want to come and visit the symposium, then obviously later on in the weekend, the next event will be announced and what the theme will be, and get your ticket.
It's always the first weekend of August. We will announce that tomorrow. One of the benefits of coming to the symposium is to find out what next year's symposium is. We usually sell about 40% of our tickets tomorrow afternoon for next year. So and then we'll make that announcement on the website later this week.
Well, all that's left to say is thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you behind the camera. Marina. See you all soon. Cheers.
Thank you.